Hi, I'm Don. Welcome to my studio.
Today we paint a stormcast model. We are going to paint gold TMM today. Also, I'm going to share with you at the end of the video my secret trick when it comes to TMM. I only have two stormcast models. I bought them specifically for YouTube video tutorials. So this is army painting even though I don't have a stormcast army. Mats and tools are all sponsored by the following brands. As usual, we're using the glass palette. I'm kinda really enjoying the use of the glass palette because before I got the wet palette from Redgrass, I used to paint with like a mixing dish, like a plate, a ceramic plate, and so I enjoy the glass palette so much these days. Also, as usual, we're starting with dry brushing because I really like this technique, the old school dry brushing, because it kind of jump starts the start of the project without like meticulously painting the base color. Also, let's admit that painting metallic colors or brush painting metallic colors is not so fun because metallic paints are kind of transparent. The transparency of metallic paints, or shall I say the translucency, because it's only semi-transparent, is the main reason why in fine-scale modeling or gunpla painting, we kinda use like gloss black as an undercoat because it will shine through the metallic paint. But that same transparency is kinda the reason why people find it frustrating to brush paint metallics. Our mecha copper is actually our dark base color, but we tone it down further with skin wash ink. The skin wash is like a warm brown orangey color, so I like it so much. Also, I like to add glaze medium to inks because like pure inks or unthinned inks is really harsh and strong. But if you're brave enough, you could actually just add a bit of water and paint the ink on top of the mecha copper. But again, water will not glaze or filter the mecha copper. It will tend to go like fill up the crevices and details of the model. Runny ink going along the details and crevices is good, but that's not the objective of this lazy wash. The objective of this lazy wash is to tone down our mecha copper. You may also use washes here, but washes are not like opaque enough or strong enough for this purpose. This filtering or glazing of the ink wash with glaze medium kinda softens our rough dry brushing. So to be honest, contrast paints is a better option than washes. After one thin coat, you may apply two thin coats. We have a nice toned down copper. Now we dry brush mecha gold. Oh, notice that I like using air paints or air metallic paints, which is metal color, mecha color, game air, and model airs. Those paints are pre-thinned for airbrush use, and to be honest, for me personally, they're perfect for dry brushing and for painting with the glass palette. Paint mostly on the top areas of the model to create more volume or to simulate more volume, and so that you come up with a zenithal effect. Also, another reason why I like using air metallic paints because thinning metallic paints is very tricky. Only masters can do it because if you over thin metallic paints, the binder and the metallic pigments will separate. Now we're just like quickly applying skin wash around the bottom areas of the model. This kind of gives a nice transition from the mecha gold and mecha copper. Also, it creates more volume. This ink wash is kind of blending both our mecha gold and mecha copper. Now we have a battle ready or tabletop standard painting of a gold TMM. But we kind of push the standard a bit to golden lemon level. So we need a finer Redgrass brush. Also, we're using a couple more inks. Also, we're using clear orange. And then we're going to do highlights later with polished gold. So these are the paints we're using for today, but for our next TMM, even if it's gold TMM, most likely I'll be using a different set of paints because I kinda get bored painting with the same paints and painting the same way over and over again. So we're using unthinned sepia ink to paint the outlines. This creates more definition in terms of the overall look of the model. I also alternately use skin wash, it's also ink, to paint more shadows to the details of the model, again to create more volume and interest to our gold TMM. These steps and these paints are optional if you just want to push your basic gold TMM into golden lemon standard. So, however, this took me around just barely 10 minutes to do, and it's worth it. So the painting of this gold TMM took around less than 15 minutes, but if you leisurely paint it and paint intricately so that your painting looks more impressive, it may take you around 20 or 25 minutes only. Let all the inks dry before you do the polished gold highlights. We're using the Game Air Polished Gold because the Mecha Color Polished Gold is not yet out in the market, but I have a bottle. So what's the difference with painting highlights for TMM and NMM or basic highlight painting with the matte colors or the matte paints? I feel that you can be selective with the highlighting of TMM. Just choose your spots, pick your spots, do a bit of stippling on round areas of the armor. Do a little bit of edge highlighting, but not the whole edge. You don't need to do that. You create more interest if you just paint really nice tips of the armor with polished gold. You could also actually use some aluminum or chrome and just paint a small amount on the tips of the model. That will look really impressive, but I did not do that. So what separates a good painted model to a great painted model is basically the shadows, the outlining with the sepia ink, and highlights. But I'm not here to impress you. I just want to share and teach you some tricks and tips on how to paint gold NMM. So we'll stop with just basic highlighting. What I mean is that you could push this further, away from golden lemon level, and use even black ink around the crevices, really deep crevices of the details of the model. Also, you could use a bit of chrome and aluminum to create really fine highlights and scratches, but we're good for now. Now, the secret tip is basically the metal varnish. So the metal varnish is like a gloss varnish, but it's not. I laughed because Vallejos sold me to the idea of a good metal varnish over just basic gloss varnish. So this metal varnish has the same very fine glittery effect that you see with the metal colors. Now we're done. Here's our golden lemon reveal. Note that we practically use transparent paints all throughout the painting of this model because, as I've said at the start of the video, metallic paints are semi-transparent. Also, we use inks, which are transparent paints, and clear orange to build up volume and separation and detail and definition to this model. So I think we came up with a really gold TMM with carefree painting techniques like dry brushing and glazes and washes. So that's it, Pansit. I hope you like the video, guys.
That's it, we're done. I hope you like the video. Do like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining the channel so that you'll be part of our Discord community. Saludos!